Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. I know, so soon, right? Well, I just wanted to give you all a quick update. So, I checked my Score app again just recently and read this article that I was interested in leaving a comment on. So, I went to go click on comments. I typed in a quick comment, and sure enough, it happened. Just as I predicted it would. Yep. I got this info bar that said, "We're sorry, you've been banned for 5 days for violating our community guidelines." Now, the message, of course, wasn't really specific on which comment in particular they felt had violated the guidelines, but I think it's safe to say it was probably the 4 more years comment I left on the previous page. I mean, let's face it, that's what it was. We all know it. So, yeah, I mean, this is what I come to. In my last channel, I told you all this was going to happen. I said we've gotten to this point where it's not just like, not only is supporting Donald Trump in a comment unacceptable, but even the mildest hint, like a vague insinuation of supporting the president, is now an offense, and you can get banned from the Score app for doing so. It's quite alarming to say the least. I would reckon, again, as I stated before, that any supporter of Joe Biden probably wouldn't have to worry about getting censored from off of the Score app. It's probably just the one side that's getting these kinds of penalties and punishments. So, yeah, there you have it. Now, it wasn't as bad as my brother, of course. As I mentioned before, he got banned for life for leaving a comment that questioned some of the agendas set forth by Black Lives Matter. Yeah, and but the ban's going to be lifted on me in 5 days, and you know something? I'm not going to be intimidated by this. Honestly, if the Score wants to release another article that is politically motivated and politically charged, guess what? I'm going to leave another comment, and in that comment, I'm going to make it pretty clear which political side I'm pulling for. I'm going to keep doing this again and again until, like my brother, I too get banned for life. So, this is what it's coming to. Just, typical left-wing censorship madness. It's obviously too much to overtly support President Donald Trump, conservative, wholesome, traditional values, or even the Republican Party, or in this case, if you're living in Canada, the Conservative Party, as it's called over here. But no, to even just imply, to even just hint that that is the side you're pulling for is now deemed offensive, and you're not allowed to leave these comments, and if you do, you will get penalized and punished for them. So, it's sad when you see a big tech company like this. I mean, I'm not really sure which company is behind the Score app, but the point is, a lot of us watch sports to get away from the things in life. And so we've seen this trend where our professional sports is starting to take a political side, and it's kind of, a lot of people like myself are getting divided on this because we don't really want these political trends, agendas, and values pushed on us when we're just trying to have a good time, trying to have fun, be entertained. And now it's gotten to the point where companies that are designed to help sports fans come together and communicate with one another, now these companies are taking a side too, and it is completely one-sided. So, anyhow, the information bar, it said I had been banned for 5 days, and there was a link that said that if I had any questions, I could direct them to their community center. So I clicked on the link that said, community center, and took me to my Gmail page where I could write an email to the community center and I guess express my concerns. So I did. I wrote them a comment, and I just simply said, I'd like to know why I've been banned for 5 days. And I said, I'd like to know, like, which comment in particular, which specific comment did I leave that violated your guidelines? So someone did get back to me shortly afterwards, and they told me, it was basically a rehash, so to speak, of the information that they gave me before when I was on the actual app itself. It just said, our moderators have determined that one of your comments violated our community guidelines. And they cited specifically the guideline that says no trolling. So again, I'm left to assume that they're talking about the 4 more years comment, which, I don't really understand how the statement 4 more years can be considered trolling. Again, I wasn't really out to, I guess, troll or make anyone upset. I was the first person to even leave a comment on the page, so it's not like I was even responding to somebody else or anything. I was just expressing my independent opinion. There's an election coming up, this article is all about voting. I support a particular side, a specific presidential candidate, and I'm expressing my support for that presidential candidate. They wouldn't let me put in Trump 2020 because they said that violated their guidelines, so I put in 4 more years instead, just as like a little subtle hint. But apparently that was too much too, so I responded. I wrote another email back to them in response to the one they sent me, and I basically said, with all due respect, I don't think you answered my question. I asked specifically which comment did I leave that violated your community guidelines. I certainly do not remember leaving a comment with the intention of trolling anybody. And if I ended my email by saying, I can't guarantee it will not happen again if you don't tell me what it is exactly that I did. I just left it at that. So I don't know if they'll respond to that email or if they'll just keep quiet about it and hope that I've learned my lesson and will go away. But I won't. I mean, as soon as the ban is lifted, I'm going right back to it. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be silent about which political views, which political parties and candidates I personally support. I shouldn't have to be silenced about that. That's my right. That is my right to support whichever candidate I want, whichever political body I feel like. It shouldn't even matter, in all honesty. And, they expect that we'll just be silent and we'll be quiet for them if they slap us on the wrist and issue a banning or a warning or something. But honestly, this is really the time to start speaking up, guys. I mean, for real. Don't cow to this censorship, this cancel culture. I realize there's some sacrifices that'll have to be made. I mean, you might have to give up your right to leave comments on your Score app, or you might have a Twitter account deleted, or a Facebook, or whatever, or even YouTube. I mean, I'm posting this video right now, and I'm kind of wondering how long before somebody flags my videos and YouTube takes them down. And what's going to happen then? What, are they going to cancel? Are they going to delete my account? I mean, that would really suck because I've had this account for years. I've carefully picked, all the videos I have on my playlist, my favorites list. I have, there's a lot of channels I subscribe to. I've sought them out and picked them out all very carefully with much care and thought. So to have that all erased would suck, but you know what? That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. All right, I'm going to speak up about it anyways, whether they delete me or cancel me out or not. I mean, if all else fails, there is person-to-person conversation. I mean, let's say you get banned. Let's say you get taken down from every single social media platform in existence. Yes, that will suck, because that will significantly reduce your ability to express yourself and share your views with other people. But you know what? Even if that happens, they cannot stop you from speaking face to face with another person. I mean, there is always a way. There is always a way to express your opinion, to speak your mind, and put it out there for the folks to see. And, there are some areas that even big tech companies can't touch, where they won't be able to reach you. Alright, so never forget that. and just keep pressing forward and, stay strong, guys. I mean that. Watch your backs, stay strong, keep fighting, don't give up hope. Maybe someday things will turn around. Who knows? But, until then, we're just going to have to keep on fighting tooth and nail for our share of the pie. So, yeah, that's my update. That's my message for you all for the day. So, peace out and stay strong. Wish you all the best, guys. Thanks for watching.